What's going on, guys? It's Shawnee Salami, and today we're going to be talking to Help Me Stepbo, one of the top competitive players in the entire world, and one of the top spear players in the world as well. And also the guy who taught me how to get good at the game and make my videos better for you guys by playing better. He's like my Chivalry 2 father in a sense. So let's get into the interview with Help Me Stepbo. How you doing?
Chilling, bro. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for actually helping me get good at this game. So what did you play before Chivalry 2? Was this your first slasher, or did you play ones before this?
Yeah, I didn't even know Mordhau or Civ 1 existed. I was just balls deep in MMOs.
Really? I did not know that. For some reason, I thought you've been playing for years. Like, this was like, because you were back in, like, the alpha and all that stuff, right?
No, I think I played a couple months after release. Like, maybe like 2 or 3 months.
Oh. I didn't know that. So basically, you just got in pretty tight with the community and like got to know the devs and stuff. So that's how that happened then.
Yeah, I don't even know how that happened, to be honest. But yeah.
Really? See, I didn't know this. This is funny. This never came up before. So this is an exclusive to the YouTube and Shawnee Salami.
Hell yeah, dude.
So I've always been a little curious because I know you started out as archer, but like, why did you switch to the spear? And then you've only stuck with the spear, really. So why the spear, and why have you been like continuing to stick with it this whole entire time?
I wanted to try to learn how to play the game finally. I think after 500 levels of chilling in the back and sniping people and getting death threats and shit, I was like, I wonder what could possibly be more annoying. So I was like, oh. Now, honestly, like, Banker made it look pretty fucking sick. So I was like, I need to learn how to do that, because that looks fucking dope.
Yeah, so I didn't plan to ask Archer questions, but did you go into Chivalry 2, like, wanting to play Archer? Because, like, I'm always interested in that, because it's not really a game meant for archers, and you were, like, the top one for, like, when you were playing it. Like, what were you saying the first 500 levels about? Because you were the only archer in comp, actually, I remember people saying, like, an LK stuff.
Yeah, I don't really remember another. I'm sure there's a PAX one at some point, because like, but I can't remember their names. It's been so long, I forgot like half the shit about early competitive. But I remember my first comp match was on an archer, and I think Ziggy Lotta was streaming it from Spectate. I can't remember who we were fighting, but I was merking for EX, and I can't remember their name either. But it's EX. It was like Nino, Vlond, Will. There's a bunch of those dudes in there. And I cannot remember what EX stood for. But it was
okay. Good. Ryan's gonna call us unks in the videos. That's all right though.
Dude,
that's the new thing they call. Yeah, me too. It's all right, man. These new gens. That was such an unfamiliar thing to me at the time. So I don't even know what EX is. Like, no offense, not trying to ego them. I just wasn't involved in the community like that back then.
Yeah. There's like a shitload more like TRO, Tro, or whatever. LK, obviously PAX, EX,
right,
and then RE, which is, I mean, any of those dudes will tell you they've swapped names like a million times. It was Revenant, Horde, or it was Vandals, Revenant, Horde, Vandals again. I don't know. They've swapped like 8 times, but they're all good dudes.
Yeah, someone needs to do a Chivalry 2 lore thing about all of these clans and, like, not this channel, obviously, but, like, the drama and all that, but we don't have to get into all that.
Dude, you should do it. You should do it.
Yeah. Sir Toenail's top 5 death threats against Shawnee Salami or something.
Perfect.
I'm leaving that in, by the way.
Oh my god.
So how about any players that inspired you? I'm always interested because I know you started out as Archer, and since you decided to actually play the game now, I'm sure there's definitely players that inspired that change.
Oh yeah, I mean, Banker 100%. Like, seeing how like accurate and how crazy he plays, I was like, dude, I want to learn how to do that. And then we became tight in LK, you know, back in that day. And then I was like, dude, send me footage. He's like, I don't fucking record shit. I was like, I know, but like, do it anyway. And like, after pulling teeth for like 5 months, he started sending me gameplay footage, and I was like, okay, I'm doing this. But he plays in first person, so he's a different level of psycho. I don't know how he doesn't have headaches and shit. I don't know how he plays like that in first person. But
that always blows my mind when people say that he plays in first person, because I always forget it until like I see a clip or something. It's just mind blowing that a top like player like that, and especially because of how he plays, like jumping around and stuff with his spear. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean his POV is insane. Like I have a couple of them in a couple videos, like snippets of it that I did our little duo videos, like two of them, and it's crazy. I don't understand how he has that kind of awareness, but he's the GOAT, dude.
And by the way, I'm gonna put captains. That's gonna be in the pinned comment. It's a video of Stepbo and Banker just destroying people with the spear.
Hell yeah! And like another person that inspired me to like start making videos was I don't know if you remember another crossbow main called I Main Expo. He's an old head from like way back in the day. You know what I'm talking
No, I'm
about?
not sure who that is. No.
Okay, so this dude was like, I think he's the best crossbow player ever. Like he's insane. His accuracy's insane. But he would hit me up with like DMs like, "Yo, do like 360, whatever, jump off a thing, do a 360," and I'll try that over and over and over in games until you get like a cool looking clip. It was like playing Call of Duty at that point, but you know. But he was really inspiring for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I hear you. And Seasick Khan and Strider are just throwing up right now, just shitting themselves hearing us talk about this without any kind of disdain.
That's all good, dude.
I mean, we don't play Archer anymore. I mean, I never did, but you don't play it now. But I mean, it's just a game. Who cares? At the end of the day, it's just for fun.
I mean, I couldn't imagine playing it now. Like, I put it behind me, you know. It's in the past. It's fine. Let's let it die. It was a good time.
We all experimented in our youth. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I was in college, dude. I was experimenting. It's fine. It's fine, Mom. Gee.
So what's interesting is the other people I've had on for the player spotlight haven't really been competitive players so far. It's been Tiny Rick and Shy, but you're not just one of the top players like in the game, like how my viewers typically know the game, like just queuing at Team Objective and whatnot, or doing the standalones too. But you're one of the top competitive players. So what made you first get interested in competitive play?
A deep-rooted character flaw where I can't turn off the competitive side of my brain. If I'm like focused on something, I really, really want to get good at it. I want to play against the best players. I want to play with the best players. It's been like that forever. Like before Shiv, it was in MMOs. Like I ran 300-person guilds in Rift, you know, and WoW Classic and Arcade, all that shit. Throne and Liberty. Like I don't know. I just can't turn that part off, and I love playing. Not just like casually all the time. I mean, it's still cool to chill with the boys and just like rip, you know, get hammered, play Shiv, whatever. But that competitive aspect, I've had that forever.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that because that's something I wanted to touch on too. Is like talking with Stepbo is like I've never like met someone like that competitive. Like you have like that Michael Jordan in you where you want to like just go against the best players, be the best. It's like really cool to watch because. I mean, I know some people roll their eyes at that, like it's just a game, but you're putting the time in. Like I think that's cool. You want to go against the best players. Like, if I didn't start taking the YouTube so seriously, I would like to believe that's where I would have headed. Because if you're putting all the time into this game, I mean, I'm not saying you should go competitive, but there's nothing wrong with like that's cool. I think it's just another level that's more serious to it. Because like I don't know, I feel like I used to be one of those people that's like, oh, who cares? But when you have all these hours in something, I think that's like the natural progression most people take.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for everybody. Like, there's dudes like Evil Easter Bunny that everybody in the game knows. Hasn't played a single competitive match, but that's just his jam. You know, I don't fault anybody for not wanting to do it. I mean, it's something in my brain I can't turn off, you know?
So on that end, what is the main difference in Team Objective versus competitive play? I imagine there's a lot other than just the players are better. Like, I imagine everything is different about it.
Yeah, like, a lot of the habits you fall into in, you know, pub TO is not going to translate. Like, you can't farm a spawn wave in competitive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe somebody can, but, you know, like, typically you can't farm a spawn wave. Teamwork is number one. You know, you have to be in like a team fight unless you're like flanking or doing some NG shit, stuff that's like above my pay grade. But it could be a rude awakening for a lot of people that are used to pub stomping. But in pubs, I feel like you could just kind of turn your brain off In competitive, if you're actually competing, you really have to lock in.
Yeah, and what I liked about when I did competitive with CK, when I would show up with 300 or 400 ping every time, feels like sports in a sense. Like if you played like high school football or something, it kind of goes back to that, and then you actually have to break it down on why you guys lost or what you guys did well. I just think it's so cool. Even if I haven't had like a very extensive time doing it, I do think it's I think it's just such a cool thing to watch. It makes me wish this genre would grow a lot more, because who knows, maybe we get a Chivalry 3, Fiefdom, Ad Mortem, something like that esport at some point, because this is such a underrated part that I think Torn Banner really dropped the ball on, not really supporting competitive play also.
Yeah, I'm really surprised there's still not a ranked mode. And like, I don't know if there was one in Civ 1. People said maybe there was. I don't know. I didn't play it, but yeah, the difference in competitive and PUBG is like definitely that, and like the communication. Everybody's in Discord. Everybody has like a job to do. You know, we're all communicating like flanks, spawns, death timers, shit like that. You know.
And yeah, like I said, guys, Stebo's YouTube is going to be in the pinned comment. I'm going to have some of his videos there. But something that I always liked about watching your stream or your videos doing comp is listening to Velvet Hammer. Like some of these guys that are able to do the call outs and stuff like that. I remember I called Velvet Hammer Napoleon Dynamite at one point, but he really does sound like a field general out there. Like it's amazing to hear this stuff. Yeah, I said that in editing. Dead seriously once when I meant Napoleon Bonaparte, remember? And then I went back and edited it, and I was like, I'm leaving that in.
It's so good.
I was like, I have to leave that in. That's too funny. But yeah, he's amazing to watch when you guys play together. Like he has so much knowledge about the game. I don't know if you just wanted to touch on that for a minute, just because I think it's interesting that a lot of people don't know about that haven't done competitive play, how important the call outs are.
Yeah, it takes another like caliber of player to be able to play and do your job and look at everything else and make the right calls for that situation. I know Larcer's really good at it too, for CK.
Mm-hmm.
The Godfather, and EQ, but like there's a lot of people that just like communicate useful information to help that main shot caller make decisions on the fly. But yeah, Velvet's like the best. He's the best at it, in my opinion.
Yeah, Larcer was amazing at it too, but I always hear people just are like amazed by how well Velvet does at it, and I've seen it just from watching your videos, the same thing. So in other words, you're saying you can't get pre-therapy, old school Shawnee Salami crash outs and voice chats and comp? That wouldn't be okay? That's not something that could happen?
Yeah, you'd be muted immediately. There's no way. It'd be funny as shit.
I don't think I would do that. I would never do that in competitive play. I'm just joking, but I remember that was quite a stretch there whenever we tried. So this can be competitive play or just however you want to answer this. What are your favorite maps in the game? I like to ask people.
Probably Lionspire and Foulmire. Just because I don't know really how to describe, like the flow is really nice. Like every objective point could be won on defense. And like there's not after the first phase of Lionspire, obviously, there's like not any siege to worry about. The same on Foulmire. There's no siege except, you know, I guess Thorn, watch your back when you're running down to the boats. But other than that, it's like, yeah, anything with less siege on it, I'm all about.
I totally agree with that, because that's something that I think holds Rudhelm back a little bit on stage 1, and like you said, Lionspire, the first 2 phases. But Foulmire, I always forget there's just no siege equipment. Again, unless you do happen to have really bad luck or you're the VIP and get hit by a ballista. And what about favorite objectives specifically? It doesn't have to be those 2 maps, but just in general.
I mean, objective is for nerds, so, you know.
Yeah, but even just the kill farm on objective.
Okay, the kill farm on objectives, the first stage of Foulmire, I really like. If you have a good defensive team, like you could just like farm that first like 7 minutes or whatever it is, and then just do the old Angels pull out, as Strider would say. Mm-hmm. And the town square on Lionspire. The town square on Lionspire is number 1 in my opinion. That's the most fun team fight.
Dude, I totally agree. And when I asked Tiny Rick in the first interview, that was the first one he gave. So I wonder if that's going to be like a universal thing. The Lionspire town square is just phenomenal. I love that whole map, but I totally agree. I was cutting you off a little bit there. Apologize. It's just like it's just funny. I love that everyone loves that objective.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. So what I asked Shy and Tiny Rick is any advice they have for new players, but I think in your case, because you're a top competitive player, what would you say to someone who's like experienced at the game but is trying to get into competitive play for the first time? What would your advice be to them?
I mean, mainly just give yourself the time to develop. Like, it's not going to happen overnight. I mean, some people could jump in and just be gods. Like, they're just gifted, but that's not everybody. So give yourself the time to get better. You know, it's a completely different animal. Don't expect to be at the very top. You know, focus on contributing to the win, not as much as like, I gotta be the top kills or whatever. Because if you don't win, I mean, your stats don't really mean shit. So fight with your team, listen to calls, play for the win. And like, just get your reps in, dude.
And that's how people are going to want to play with you anyway, right? And like keep you around, keep putting you in those matches as if you are a team player, and fun to be around too also. So it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I guess dueling helps, but like, I can't speak on that because I suck at duels, and they don't work for me. Like, anything I'm doing in duels, it slows me down because I don't play TO like that at all. I'm bouncing around like a jumping bean, stabbing people. I'm not dueling like that, so...
Well, you have one of the most distinctive play styles in the game with all the jump stabbing, supporting the team, running around like you said, like a maniac. And it's to the point where when you're on an alt, I know it's either you, Banker, Ryan, or someone you taught like John Wick's pencil.
Yeah, and we're to be honest, we're all just copying Banker. Like, he's the dude. That's your Michael Jordan, by the way. Like, he's the guy.
He's
everybody else is mimicking him. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. What is one thing you would change about Chivalry 2?
Ooh, one? Shit, dude. I mean, that could be a video of itself.
Yeah, we could do that one day. Just a bunch of things.
I mean, I'd put Moon in charge of the entire thing. Because if we're going to be for real right now, him and Connect are the only two devs I've ever seen get directly involved with the community. And they really, really gave a shit about trying to fix it, trying to make it better, trying to develop it. I know there's like other things I can't like speak on, but like, you know, they don't have all the control. So I would make sure somebody like that at least had the control over the game again. And I wouldn't even care if there's another map ever made. Just fix what we have. Like, do like insider hits, stab through misses, desyncs, the lag, the ping spikes. The fact that Nitrado doesn't have a central server option. Like, there's so many little things that have been there that could be fixed to make the game better. And then, because, like, without a solid foundation, you're just piling more shit on something that's not even working at its core, you know? No, I'm not saying the whole thing doesn't work, but you know what I mean.
No, yeah, I get what you're saying. And hey, maybe we could do that video sometime, a podcast style one where we talk about it. Could be sick. So now 3 years into the game, or 4 years at this point actually, what keeps you playing Chivalry 2?
Shawnee Salami videos.
I knew something about this would... See, Stepbo loves me, and it warms my heart because one of the top players is just such a Shawnee fan.
No, I mean, for real though, like, there's always somebody else also creating more content about it. Like, even it was Smile
Kitchen.
Yeah. Him, you know, the events, the competitive stuff, hanging with the boys, all the people you've been friends with for years. You know, it's just like, anytime somebody says they're going to quit Shiv, they all come back. Everybody's done it. It just has a hold on everybody. There's nothing else like it.
Dude, that is so true. And I this is a big theme of my videos, but I think a lot of what keeps people playing is the community. Like, we keep just bring each other back to it, just because like you miss playing with your friends, and like we've all made so many friends over the years of this game. It's like amazing, that part of it. And honestly, it is a little, I didn't mean to slander Torn Banner so much here, but I'm all for it, honestly. But it's not really so much the game that keeps people playing all these years into the game's life cycle. So
yeah, I mean, the whole competitive scene is based off of players putting in the effort to make it a thing. Like, without the players putting in all that effort behind the scenes, it doesn't exist. So,
yeah, it's. I'm gonna be honest. It was a little disgraceful how bad Torn Banner treated that whole scene. Like, they just act like it doesn't exist. And real quick before we go, I do want to say, Stepbo, I really appreciate you as a friend, because you're one of the people that I think, well, I know I'll be friends with long past this game's life cycle. I appreciate that you put up with me canceling plans and, well, more so sleeping through plans all the time and still playing with me. And also, I think the viewers are very thankful you helped me get a lot better, which is why I name drop you all the time in the videos. So I love you, Stepbo. Thank you.
Love you too, bro. And likewise, like, you're a real one, dude. So I appreciate you having me on, having me around.
So a big thank you to Help Me Stepbo, whose YouTube is in the pinned comment. Definitely check out his channel. He hasn't uploaded in a little bit, but he didn't have anything else to promote. So there's some competitive play, some spear play on there. And I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. I think it really is the community that keeps sucking us back in. We keep just sucking each other off and sucking each other in and then off again. But then we keep bringing each other back into the game. Like,
a lot of sucking.
You sucking me off a lot just keeps bringing me back to the game all the time.
You know,